नमो नमस्ते गुरवे महात्मने विमुक्तसंगाय सदुत्तमाय नित्याद्वयानन्दरसस्वरूपिणे भूम्ने सदा पारदयाम्बुधाम्ने नमस्ते नमस्ते विभो विश्वमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते चिदानन्दमूर्ते नमस्ते नमस्ते तपोयोगगम्य नमस्ते नमस्ते श्रुतिज्ञानगम्य स्वराज्य साम्राज्य विभूतिरेषा भवत्कृपा श्रीमहिमप्रसादात् प्राप्ता मया श्रीगुरवे महात्मने नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमस्तस्मै सदैकस्मै कस्मै चिन्महसे नमः यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते। हरि ओम तत्सत। So कल क्या क्या बताए थे? What are the main points we discussed yesterday? That there are two kinds of sadhana, Kevala Jnana Nishtha or exclusive knowledge pursuit, and the other one is Buddhi Yoga, which we say Karma Yoga also, but truly speaking it is Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is where the Buddhi is anchored in real identity or the Atma or Brahman, whatever you can say. That means the Buddhi will generate its purity, its power from whatever concept it has about the real identity. If he has not realized it, when we realize it is directly from there always connected. Otherwise, whatever we are learning about the Atma, that it is everywhere the same Atma, it is not fragmented, it is imperishable, unaffected, it doesn't have birth and death, it doesn't have any sukha dukkha at all. It reveals everything of the external world, as well as external world of object, as well as the internal world of thoughts and emotions and all. Remaining there, it directs the mind, and with the mind, the senses and the body, the whole path. So as we said that the horses are the five senses, and the lagam being controlled by that small boy there, I explained yesterday, today I will not go into so much. That is the mind part of it. The intelligence is the main charioteer, is the Sarathi, like Krishna, his whatever he wrote, the role he played. And the Atma is the Rathi, or the owner of the chariot, who is within the chariot. That is the Arjuna's place actually in Mahabharata. But it is actually reverse of that. So, the kama or desire, or suppose we have not discussed about it this time, of course. Generally we say that we suffer from ajnana. Ajnana means ignorance. What is that ignorance? We consider myself to be, my identity to be body, mind, limited, small identity. Whereas the truth is that there is only one Atma, one identity on which the whole universe, that universe contains my body, mind, personality also as a small speck. Everything is there only. That is appearing in the consciousness. That is the truth. Now this truth gets covered. That is, we forget, we are not able to know our real identity. And that is the ajnana, the ignorance we suffer from. So generally in our shastras it is said that the ajnana or ignorance has got two powers, like the two fangs of a snake. It has got two powers. One is covering up our real identity. The moment the real identity is covered, we become constricted, we become small, we become fearful, we get attracted to things, we get repelled by what we dislike, attracted, clinging to what we like. All the troubles start from there. So it is said that the first power of ignorance is covered. It is called avarana shakti, covering up our real identity. The moment it is covered up, the next power comes into play. That is called vikshepa, that is distraction. The moment we think ourselves to be small, we get attracted by certain things, we get repelled by certain things, we suffer from raga dvesha and corresponding sukha dukkha, everything. So basically this ajnana has to be treated. Ajnana is seated in the buddhi basically. That buddhi has to be illumined by jnana. When jnana removes the ajnana, then whatever is left, it is. Even jnana also is not needed. It removes the ajnana and it does its purpose. For example, say the clouds are covering the sun. You are not able to see the sun because of the covering of the cloud. Now, if you can remove the cloud or the cloud goes away, then you see the sun. It comes in full brilliance. Did you create the sun? You have not created the sun. Sun was there earlier also, we were not able to see. Exactly like that, the desires in the mind which is resulting from that smallness of the identity, they are covering the truth. That it's wide. In Bhagavad Gita there are so many shlokas, we cannot go in now, it is the last class. Otherwise also it will take months. So we are not creating the Atma or the soul or the whatever the universal soul we are talking about. We are only not able to know. We have to remove the cloud of ignorance so that it becomes fully shining. That is what, this real identity is already there. We don't have to create anything there. We have to only change our mindset, our mind, our buddhi, purify them so that we can see what we are. These things we have more or less discussed over the last period. Now, I discussed in detail yesterday the Kevala Jnana Nishtha, that Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, or how it is attained, but that is very few people are deserving for that. In Bhagavad Gita also you will find in 3rd chapter, 5th chapter, repeatedly, whenever Arjuna is saying that, let us read a little to give you a real 3rd chapter beginning, Arjuna is saying, Jyayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava. See, in the 2nd chapter, Krishna has presented the concept of the soul, that the soul is untouched by janma, mrityu, everything. And the knowledge is the ultimate. The knowledge of our real identity, that is the main thing. So he says, Yayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana. Oh Krishna, you have explained very well that performing activities, getting engaged in activities, compared to that the knowledge is much, much superior. Jyayasi chet karmanaha. From karma, the jnana is much superior. If you have said that the jnana is superior, then why don't you allow me to pursue the jnana right away? Tat kim karmani ghore maam niyojayasi keshava. Ghora karma. Ghora karma means he has to fight that great war. It is not simple karma. That you... Karma is action. Activity, any activity. Even mental activity is a karma. That you are engaging, why are you asking me to fight the war? If knowledge is superior, then I would right away go to the forest, I will take up sannyasa, I will beg my food, I will remain there and pursue the knowledge. It is not only here, it is repeatedly coming. In 5th chapter again you will find that Krishna is, because it cannot be easily understood by people. As all of you always say that ऑफिस के काम के लिए साधना के लिए टाइम नहीं मिलता है. No time is necessary. All your office work, family work, any work you are doing, Bhagavad Gita is not asking you to change any work. He is only asking to change your mindset. That it should not do it for personal gain and swartha and out of your raga dvesha, out of your constriction. Change the mindset, same karma will take you to the same goal. So, then also it is not only that, he is saying, Vyamishrayane vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tadekam vada nishchitya yena shreyoham apnuyam. Arjuna had faith in Krishna, so he is not fully blaming Krishna that you are deluding me. He says that as if you are deluding me by ambiguous words, because whatever he has said, he could not understand clearly. So he said, as if by ambiguous words you are deluding me. You tell me clearly in straightforward one word, that where lies my Shreyas. That is, earlier he had said in 2nd chapter that I am a seeker of Shreyas. Shreyas means the ultimate auspicious goal. Prayas means all of us are running after what is pleasant to us, what we like to do and avoiding what we dislike. That is for prayers. So any seeker of truth will be a seeker of Shreyas. That Arjuna has already said in 2nd chapter, 7th verse, that I am a seeker of Shreyas, please guide me. So he is again confirming that you tell me clearly where lies my Shreyas. I would like to do that. Now Krishna is again explaining, Lokesmin dvividha nishtha pura prokta maya nagha. Dvividha means twofold. They are not two separate actually. Both in twofold path one can reach the goal. Jnana yogena sankhyanam, karma yogena yoginam. Here he has used the word karma yoga. But what is karma yoga? In explaining, he has used the word buddhi yoga. That is to make the karma a yoga. See, you may do tremendous activities. That will not become yoga. Karma becomes yoga only when... Oh, people are getting distracted, they are looking at that. Karma becomes yoga by the mental attitude. What kind of mindset you are doing. Depending on that it becomes yoga. And that is called in Bhagavad Gita, he has referred to as Buddhi Yoga. That means if you are doing the karma with the buddhi anchored in your real identity, or the concept of, if you have not known the real identity, in the concept of the real identity. That is, whenever you are becoming constricted, egoistic, your buddhi will tell that this is ego. You should sublimate it. You should become more flexible, more impartial. You should not think that your opinion is the supreme opinion. All those things the buddhi is projecting only, provided it is anchored in the real identity, that I have to become freed of all the constrictions, all the raga, dveshas, etc. Generally our buddhi is not free of that. Buddhi also gives us instruction. Buddhi itself is affected by raga, dvesha. And according to that, the buddhi instructs the mind. So that is the Buddhi Yoga, where the buddhi is anchored in the reality, in the truth, and it instructs the mind. And according to that, we perform the activity. Na karmanam, then we need not go further there. I wanted to say that he is repeatedly showing that there are two paths are there. You have to choose the path according to your adhikara. Yesterday I discussed the adhikara tattva. Adhikara, often in the translations also you will find that your right is to action, is to duty, following your actions, but not in the fruits. These are all not proper. I said that it is widely misunderstood, misinterpreted verses are there. So we have to understand it properly. Even if it is misunderstood, it works because people know what it is and somehow to get out of the attachment or so. But the meaning, if you understand correctly, then it will help us greatly in our path. We will not be easily deluded or indecisive about taking a course or so. So, you open the second chapter, verse number 47. Second chapter, verse number 47. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhuhu ma te sangostva karmani Karmani eva. This wherever in our text that eva comes, we should not neglect it. Eva means indeed, and emphasis it is. Only in. Karmani eva means only in karma. Karmani is saptami vibhakti. Only in karma. Eva adhikaraha te. Your adhikara is only in karma. It is not your right is in karma. Adhikara in Sanskrit, in all the text, right meaning is there in a minimum manner, but all scriptures, they start with 4 qualities of a scripture by which a scripture becomes well established. One of them is the adhikara. That means fitness criterion. Adhikara means you are deserving that. You have the fitness for doing that. So any knowledge is given depending on your fitness. Suppose if you don't pass class 7 and you want to do PhD, will you be allowed generally? Unless you prove your fitness like some great people or so. Otherwise you will not be allowed. Unless you pass 12th class, you will not be admitted in the college also. So every step according to our deservingness we get. Suppose most of the people, if they are given crores of money, their life will be perished because they don't have the maturity to handle the money. If an immature boy is put as the managing director of the company will go because he is not fit to run the company. It is not a question of right. When a Yuvaraja is supposed to take over the Simhasana when the Raja has died, a premature death or so. So right-wise he has the right for the Simhasana, but he does not have the adhikara, deservingness to sit on the Simhasana. So in such a case, when the Yuvaraja is only 8 years old or so, some Raja's uncle or so, or in some cases the chief minister of the Raja will carry on the work, not sitting on the throne, And when the Yuvaraja becomes mature and fit for sitting on the throne, then he will be crowned. So there is no, everywhere we are following it. Suppose why are we clamoring that if nuclear bomb goes to Afghanistan, or even in Pakistan's case also doubt is there, that they are not fit to handle it. Suppose suddenly now Russia also what is going to do we don't know, but generally it is believed that to have anything powerful you must have the corresponding deservingness to do it. Otherwise it will result in wrong things. Ashwatthama, by birth he was given to wrong ways. He took to the other side also. One day he came to Krishna and said that, give me your Sudarshana Chakra, I would like to use it. Krishna said, it is lying there, why don't you take it? So Ashwatthama went there and he could not even move it, such a chakra. So Krishna smiled. In case of his own father, that is Drona did not give him Brahmastra, because Brahmastra is the highest possible, which has tremendous destructive power, but many other things also. So unless the person character-wise is fit for handling the Brahmastra, nobody will be given Brahmastra. The teachers used to follow that rule, otherwise they will become the cause of destruction of the country. But Ashwatthama, somehow he learned from that is another story, how to release the Brahmastra, but he did not have the full knowledge, so if he releases, he will not be able to withdraw it. That is how the massacre came. The Vyasadeva came and finally at least protected the people who were absolutely necessary to be there. Otherwise Ashwatthama would have destroyed everything. So everything has got adhikara. We always criticize Drona that he did not take Ekalabhya as his student, although he was more adept than Arjuna. Arjuna got jealous of him because he could do such magical performance which Arjuna also was not able to. So he told Drona that, you promised that I will become the best disciple. How is it that Ashwatthama, by making your murti, he is learning and he has learned more than that? Then all that story of Drona asking the finger and all. I don't want to say that part, but the fact is that why Drona did not give the knowledge to Ashwatthama, to Ekalabhya, is that Ekalabhya otherwise was not fit in mind. He did not have the goodness to use it for good purpose. So the teacher, to give any vidya, he has to think that whom I shall give, whether the person is fit or not. For a guru also it is very, very important. There is a story in My Beloved Baba, you will find. A young boy came to Baba and insisting on Diksha. After some time Baba felt that he is so eager, let me give. But he made a commitment that you have to stay here for 6 months or so. Something was there, I don't remember the day. You have to stay here, only after you become stable, you can go from here. So he was initiated. Very soon he started having many of the experiences which are very, very rare. He thought that I have become great. I am having this kind of experiences which people do not have in spirituality at all. So without telling anything, he left Baba's kutia, went away. They did not know anything what happened, he has gone away. I asked him to stay, but he has gone away. After 7 days or 10 days, they found a team of people coming from a nearby village, those days it was run by some zamindar and all. So another village, a team of about 6 people coming, with one lady, with a girl, with her mother and the father, and here that many, about 6 people are coming. When they came, they told Baba that one brahmacharin had come he was a zamindar of that place. So in our house, one brahmacharin had come, and as a paribrajaka, we offered him food and shelter and all. Now in the process, the Zamindar's daughter became fond of the person, and because he must be showing some, we don't know the detail, what all he did. So he wanted to take initiation from the brahmacharin. And the brahmacharin initiated the girl, that Zamindar's girl. Very soon, within one day or so, the girl became mad. So the brahmacharin got, it is there in my beloved Baba, if I am, some data might be wrong here and there. So the brahmacharin brahmacharin means he is not a proper brahmacharin, not a renunciate brahmacharin, but unmarried person, unmarried brahmana, that's all. So he got frightened that what shall I do now? The girl has become out of care, out of eccentric. He tried to pray this way, that way, but nothing happened. Then finally he said that I have done a great mistake. I did not listen to my guru. I know only one person who can do something, save you. I don't know of anything. I have got initiate. I got all the power from him. And by mistake, by not listening to his words, I have come away and initiated this girl. I cannot do anything about saving her. Please go to him and pray before him. He can do something. So that is why the team had come to Baba's house. They said that the brahmacharin said like, Baba, somehow you save our daughter. Baba said, I am not a magical person or anything, not a magical manjula. I don't know magic. Actually, Baba was a magician earlier. In his previous to his initiation, he was a great magician with lot of his instruments he had given to the senior P.C. Sarkar. The young P.C. Sarkar's father, they knew each other, and Baba had given huge trunk of material. Trunk means toron we call that. What do you call it in English? The steel dabba like this big. So he had given to P.C. Sarkar. So he was a magician, but not otherwise. After initiation, he was a full spiritual person. He said that, but certainly I can pray if anything has gone wrong. If God wants it, Lord wills, she will be all right. I will do my best to pray and all. But you have to stay, and not the girl alone, the girl's mother or brother or some, along with her for her protection, 1 or 2 persons should stay here for a few months if necessary. I cannot say, because we have to see what happens. They agreed and they stayed back. And I don't remember what time, after some time she became all right, and then they went back. Not maybe a few weeks or some days she became all right. So Baba says that how do I know that he did not have the adhikara? Sometimes, generally we know, but we also make mistakes. That not knowing that the person will misuse. We are now allowing everybody to use gas. It is not the chulha of firewood or so. If you misbehave with the gas burner, the accident will kill everybody in the house. Is it not? Actually, many of the people do not have the fitness to use a gas burner. In our ashram, that too is a high power gas burner, because high pressure gas burner. If anything happens, and they don't follow many of the rules. We always say that anything may happen anytime. So this adhikara is very, very important in all respects, in all aspects of life, everywhere. That nothing should be given unless I deserve it. Swamiji always says that you are always led to the position, what is that? What you deserve. You get in life what you deserve. That is a natural way. If you are given something you don't deserve, it will only bring your doom, not prosperity. That we should remember. Immature, high position the other day also I have said that getting a high position in a company when you are not mature, it will only bring your destruction. Becoming a very rich person at a very young age without having the adhikara to manage the property, you will be destroyed. So he says that karmani eva te adhikaraha astu. That Arjuna, you must learn that you are not fit for kevala Jnana Nishtha, which is the Sankhya's way, the exclusive Jnana Nishtha or Jnana Nishtha. Nishtha means exclusive. So if you go to as a sannyasi, if you renounce and go to the forest and live on begging also like a sannyasin, 14 years you have been thinking of how to defeat Duryodhana. In your mind, for 14 years, only those thoughts you have nurtured, that how to defeat the Kauravas, particularly Duryodhana. Suddenly one day your mind will become clear and you will think of the knowledge of the truth. Is it possible? Going to the forest also you will think about Duryodhana. Is it not? That is what is happening. People say that when I sit for meditation, all the thoughts come to my mind. And other than the normal time, when I sit for meditation, all the thoughts, will they not come? The thoughts will say that throughout the day you have been inviting us, and now is a free time when your mind you are trying to keep free. Now is the time I should enter all the more, and all the thoughts will try to enter. That is what is happening. So Arjuna was not having the adhikara to take to Jnana Marga, that Jnana Nishtha path. He has to purify his mind by taking to Karma Nishtha, that to Karma Yoga, that means the Buddhi Yoga. That is what he is proposing there. So here this Ma Phaleshu Kadachana, it doesn't mean that you do not have adhikara in your phala. This is a very, very important statement you should remember. Whatever Bhagavad Gita is speaking about, it is all internal. It is not about the external. The karma phala in Bhagavad Gita, suppose you are making a house to live. So the karma is constructing the house. After you have constructed, you should phalatyaga, you should leave the phala, you don't have any adhikara in the phala. So the house you build and you reject the house and go away. Is it feasible? Is it meaningful? Is it rational? Suppose a woman is carrying the child for 9 months. When the child is born, she should renounce and throw away the child. Suppose you want to reach CIRD. Every step you are coming close to the CIRD phala is getting produced. You wanted to come to CIRD, that is the phala. So when you walk and finally you walk towards CIRD to come to CIRD, when you have find that you have reached CIRD, no, I don't want the phala, I go back. It is so irrational. You cannot, there is no question of rejecting the karma phala, the objective phala. Even Shankaracharya says that prayojana manuddishya mandopina pravartate. Pravartate means getting engaged in work. Prayojana manuddishya. That means if there is no need for the effect, for the result of the action, even a dance will not get engaged in any work. If you are not interested, because you are interested in having the knowledge, you have taken leave, you have come here. If you are not interested in having the phala, will you come here? They are not talking about the objective result. Not only that, objective result cannot be left at all. Objective result is a causal chain from the cause to the effect, whatever you do. Every moment the cause and effect chain is working, finally you are having it is not only the last phala. As you are studying, you are going class by class by class, you are going up. Every step is a cause and effect, it is a phala. After passing MSc, you cannot say that, Bhagavad Gita says you should reject the phala, so certificate phek diya. It is not so at all. See, what is the phala, let us determine. Why are you doing anything? Tell me. Anything. Happiness is the last thing. Suppose you want to get money from working. Why do you want money? By that I will look after my family. Why do you look after your family? Because the family will be happy in that. So what? Your family will be happy. So why are you doing that? Because if my family is happy, I will also be happy. Whatever you can think of. I want fame. I am doing this because I want fame. What will happen by having fame? I will become happy. So everywhere we are looking for the objective result. So the ultimate is I will become happy. Is it not? That is the real phala of all the work we are attached to. And there lies the delusion. That is what I am pointing out. Has anybody become happy by getting anything from the world, you tell me? The richest person in the world, the most famous person in the world. Only temporary, till another desire comes and takes it away. You think of the most famous, most powerful, they are not happy. So, and I have explained also that, did I not? The elimination of the desire and all. One day I have explained, no? That what makes us happy is the elimination of the desire. I have already done it. So, the phala that Bhagavad Gita is talking about is the internal phala, that doing something we want to become happy by the result. But the result is not always like that. So if the result is not favorable, then we become unhappy. Now, without the focus on the objective result, no karma can be done. Suppose you are trying to produce, let us say, shoes in a factory. Now, will you not have to think and decide everything that when the factory starts producing the final product, when the shoes, what will be the demand in the market, what kind of shoes people are liking, which will sell better, or rather you can think of a car production which will take a longer time. After 5 years when the cars are, 2 years when the cars are produced, what kind of car will be required? If you do not consider well, you do anything and when the car is produced, you find that the market has gone. It is a real happening in many business, it is happening. So you have to think very well that what is the result we are going to produce by our activity, by our engagement, what is going to be the result and all pros and cons of it. If you don't have the full knowledge, you will go to another consultant, bring a consultant, talk to him. Everybody does it. Even Tatas in 1895, they got the best geologist from Germany to find out the iron ore and all. Why do they do it? Because we want a certain result. And to have the best result, here the result is objective result. You have to focus on the objective result, otherwise things will go wrong. And the best result will be depending on your effort, when it is focused effort, when you have consulted everything or considered everything, you have put your full mind, and during the production also you have to be fully alert, otherwise it won't produce. So there is no question of rejecting such a result. It is objective result will automatically be there. Even if you leave it and go away as a sannyasi, the factory can produce only car. It will go on producing the car. There is no question of anything to do with the objective result. The objective result is the only motivation for doing it. But don't club your desire there. What is the desire, fundamental desire? By producing car, it will sell very well. I will be the best, I will compete with all the cars, and I will be the richest person by selling the car, and by being the richest person, I will become happy. This last point, which never happens, we run after the happiness. That is, Bhagavad Gita is saying that ma phaleshu kadachana. Never think that what is the result, the work result, whatever will come, the objective result, by that you will become happy. Nobody becomes happy by getting anything from the world. That is the fundamental point of Bhagavad Gita. Oh, thoda dikha do na, donkey, Ashwini, donkey. Let us know what we are. Do you want to live like this? The carrot of happiness. ये तो आप जानते हैं. The person wants to use the donkey to carry his luggage. But the donkey refuses to move. So he puts a carrot in front with the stick. So as the donkey approaches the carrot goes equally far because the distance between the mouth and the carrot doesn't get reduced. So in the process the donkey runs to get the carrot. So by fooling the donkey, the luggage reaches its destination. It carries the luggage and like that, here we have shown that money. Now we have to utilize the money. Money we are working for, money will come as an objective result of it. We should know how to handle the money, how to best utilize the money. But if we think that by getting more and more I will become happy, it's just the opposite. If you get more than what you need and all, the money will become the cause of disturbance for you. Is it not? So, looking for happiness from the money, this person is moving towards the money, more and more money. But the happiness never reaches. That he will never be happy by getting more money. Don't run after objects for gaining happiness. Source of happiness lies within. So our Shastras say that the Shastras we refer to as Shruti Mata. Shruti is the scriptures. Shruti Mata means the mother. Shruti, the mother. Why it is called mother? Because mother always wants our Mangala. Always wants our good and auspicious development. So the Shruti, the Shastras, what they are trying to do is to somehow to take us to the way of where we will be happy and fulfilled. We will not be taken away, we will not be lost in the worldliness. So it says that we are constantly playing with the world, that running after this, even if you see that as a child you thought by getting the apple you will be happy. So you were always after that. After some time you thought that by playing you will become happy. After some time you thought that by getting a first rank in the exam I will become happy. Then if getting into a great college, particularly in USA, I will become happy. You go to USA also. But USA, instead of studying, you run after a girl and you start thinking that getting the girl I will become happy. That also happens and very soon you get divorced and then think that getting something else I will become happy. After retirement also you think that another job if I get I will become happy. One day finally you have to retire. Why not retire now and see how your mind be there? But people will not be able to stay without a job. They go on doing that, one after another. So when we find that from even in our own childhood, our thought was always, I will become happy by getting something. That object of happiness, that object which we thought will give us happiness, it went on changing. But we never became happy. So the Shruti Mata is saying that, pointing out that you have been playing with the world for such a long period. My dear child, why don't you come back to my lap? Which is the lap? Every night when we sleep, we are back to the lap of the Atma. That is why next day again we get up with renewed power and again get engaged with the world. If we did not have a good sleep, Sushupti, next day we won't have enough of energy to again run after the world. So, nature is giving us a taste of the real power where it is when you have forgotten the world. What happens in Sushupti? You have forgotten the world. Not only that, you have forgotten your own personality also. Is it not? So, it is calling us back that our real identity, which is our truth, our Atma, it is always calling us back that enough you have played, come back, come back, come back. Your Ananda, your joy, your fulfillment lies here. But we don't listen. When we get fed up with the world, then, oh, acha, let me see, go to a guru or go to somebody. Then again, oh, meditation में थोड़ा सा bliss मिला है, कुछ आनंद मिला है. Again, every day you look for that ananda, for that ananda. Earlier you were looking for ananda in the world, now you look for ananda in meditation. What is the change? That external and internal, that is the change. By external running after, you created lot of problem in the world, now internal you are not going to create any problem in the world. But the problem will be for you, because one day you got the ananda, next day you will not get. So why don't you... But we will go on expecting that, oh, yesterday it was so good meditation, today it is not happening. As a 7 days, 8 days, 1 month, 2 months, उसके अंदर ही सब कोई meditation छोड़ देते हैं और नहीं करते हैं. ओह, नहीं होगा. So the real joy lies in our real identity. Joy is always from within. Joy is never from outside. Suppose a person has gone first time near the ocean, and seeing the vastness, he feels so joyous. Oh, the boundless ocean. Akashavaleva vidurago. Ambodivat paravivarjito. So joyous. Suddenly the news comes that you have lost your job. What happened to the joy? What happened to the... sea is no longer in your mind then. Sea is right in front. But इसके लिए इतना होने का भी ज़रूरत नहीं. If you stay on the beach, after 1 month you will not look at the sea. But we think that the joy is coming from the sea. What happened when you first see the sea is that, seeing the vastness of the object, your mind became vast. You forgot all other things. The joy you got is the expansion of the mind. The same thing happens when we work in a team. In the ashram we always say that, people say that so much of joy is there in working here. It is very simple. If you work in a team, in a company generally, there will be lot of competition. वो हमसे अच्छा कर दिया है, उनको promotion मिला, हमें promotion. So it is never with a selfless attitude. So the teamwork doesn't give you joy there. You may do well, and if you have a good team, you may have some joy, but it is not really a harmless, clean, pure joy. But when people come to the ashram and work for even dana satra, say about 20 people are working, packing rice, absolutely simple job. Nothing is necessary. That too often we do like a buddhu. But we get the joy because so many people are working together. It is the expansion of our mind. Whenever we are working in a team without any selfish interest, then we get the joy. Why? Because the expansion of the mind. Similarly, in samadhi, why are we getting the joy? Because you have forgotten the world there. The bliss comes in meditation only when you have forgotten the world, which contains your personality also. Everything is forgotten. In Ashtavakra there is a shloka like that. Even if Vishnu is your guru and the Shiva is your direction, is your mantradata or something like that, you will not be able to be happy unless you are able to forget everything. So the meditation also, we are getting the real joy only when we have forgotten everything. The world, my point is that world will not give us joy. But still we run after things that give us joy. Means temporary joy. Temporary means very temporary, till another desire comes and takes away. Or till the fear of losing what you have gained, that takes over. Suppose it is from money. Immediately when you get, there is a fear of losing or this way or that way. Then also the joy is gone, whatever little joy you had got. So, karmani eva adhikarahate means you have the fitness to remain engaged in karma. In another place he will say that doing karma is for the chittasya shuddhaye karma. Yesterday also I said from Viveka Chudamani, but here also, Bhagavad Gita also it is there. The karma engagement in activities are necessary because otherwise you will not know where the ego is pinching, where the desires are coming in, where the constrictions are coming in, how the selfishness, self-centeredness is stressing our mind. The mind is always under stress. Why? If you are not active, if you go to the forest and remain, you will not know anything. So we have to find out where are the stresses coming for, what is stressing the mind, and get it cleared at that point. So that is the chittasya shuddhaya karma. While doing the activity, every moment we have to get anchored in the self, at least to the concept of the self, so that the buddhi can always tell us that here you are suffering because of your constriction, because of your ego, because of your lack of flexibility, because of your affectedness. So all these things, through the karma, one progresses. So he says, ma phaleshu kadajana, means although your fitness is in engaging in karma, but how will you perform the karma is very important. If you do it in the usual manner, always thinking that it will give me joy and I will become happy by doing this and getting this result, then you will not succeed. So the first point is the ma phaleshu sangaha bhava. This ma is not na, it means don't. So the usual translation, it doesn't call it as don't. तुम्हारा कर्म में ही अधिकार है या राइट है और फल में नहीं है, ऐसा स्टेटमेंट नहीं है. मा फलेषु कदाचन, यू शुड नेवर गेट sanga into the phala that this will make me happy. The third point is ma karma phala hetuhu bhu. Again ma means don't ever become only looking at the result. Suppose a boy is studying, how I will get the first rank? Padho? Nahi padenge. Karma phala hetuhu, that if I have I will get from the, what do you call it, campus interview, I will get into Infosys or so. मन में वो है, उसके लिए क्या करना है वो नहीं करेंगे. That is the karma phala hetuhu. That what is the result? That getting the campus selection, what will happen? It's a big job, I will become very happy. Nobody becomes happy, but still he will think that I will become happy by getting. After getting the job, they say 18 hours of work, how can I survive? IT में रात को भी काम करते हैं, दिन को भी काम करते हैं. But you thought that you will become happy. Now you are getting emaciated and everything is going. Ma karma phala hetu bhu mate sangaha astu akarmani. These are two that you should never be clinging to the result, and the result which will make you happy you should not cling to. At the same time, never cling to akarmani also, that not doing. ओ फल तो कुछ नहीं है, हमारा तो मन ठीक ही है, तो काम नहीं करेंगे. ऐसा नहीं है. काम करना पड़ेगा by buddhi yoga, getting the buddhi anchored in it, whatever your body mind personality is capable of doing, and whatever is the need of the society, according to that naturally it will work. So saying that, the next verse is yogastha kuru karmani
कर्माणि
संगम त्यक्त्वा धनंजय सिद्ध्य सिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते. He says this samatva, the evenness of the mind, is called yoga. It is not so easy. It will go on defining the yoga in various manner. He suggests that the first verse, the previous verse is, your deservingness is only in doing the activities in a proper manner, but not leaving all the activities, going to a forest and only studying and contemplating on the truth. That you will not be able to do because of your background. Now, while doing the karma, these are the principles you have to follow. That 3 I have already told. Now he says, Yogasthah kuru karmani. That means while doing, if you think in the usual manner, योगस्थ तो काम कैसे करेंगे, हम तो बैठे हैं meditation में, योग में बैठे हैं, कैसे काम करेंगे? So naturally you can understand that he is not speaking about that yoga. He is speaking about the internal yoga where our egoistic identity get fixed to the real identity, or the buddhi gets anchored in our real identity. That is the yoga. What is yoga in its ultimate dimension? We think that we are small, this is we have posited an image about ourselves, that this is what I am. That is the constricted identity we have. When we look for the who am I, and finally we discover, then that small identity gets dissolved in the universal identity or transcendental identity. Yoga means fusion. It is the fusion of the small ego with the universal identity. That is called yoga. So yogasthah kuru karmani means whenever you are acting, get that fusion, not in a full fusion of all the aspects so that you won't be able to work. In a samadhi, there is no question of working. When he is saying yogasthah kuru karmani means, while acting also there is a yoga. What is the yoga? Buddhi Yoga. That your buddhi must be anchored in the yoga, the truth of yoga, the true identity. Yogasthah kuru karmani, sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. How will you do activities, perform activities by remaining in yoga? If you can get out of the sangha. Sangha means clinging to what I like and hating what I dislike, raga dvesha. That is, there is a clinging. So if you can do in an asanga mindset, then only you will be able to. Otherwise, sangha means what? The mind is clinging to something external. Hamara beta hai. He is doing something. If we have to guide him properly by remaining yogastha or anchoring my buddhi in the yoga, when the buddhi is clinging to my child, how can it get anchored into that? The anchoring is in the me and mine, not in the Atma, universal Atma. So the asanga means we will not cling to anything. We will do whatever to be done. The whole world is a phenomenological world where my body, mind, personality also is a product of nature, doing whatever is it capable of and whatever the nature needs. If we do like that, then as an Atma I remain asanga. Asangoham, asangoham, asangoham punah punah. So this asangoham means I am asanga. That means I don't cling to anything. Just like the other day I was talking about the dead babul tree standing on the bank of a river. So many things are passing through the river. It simply stands. Like the sunlight. The sun reveals a rose. It doesn't cling to no, I want to reveal only the rose. Only the beautiful people I will show. The ugly people I will not show. Our clinging is like that, no? Sunlight doesn't do that. It shows the garbage, it shows the most nasty things also, and it shows the most beautiful thing also. And by showing the beautiful thing or the nasty thing, the sunlight doesn't get beautified or purified. That is called asangatva. Like that, our Atma is revealing the whole universe, outside universe, inside world of thoughts, universe and everything. ये सुखा है देखो, ये दुखा है देखो, कभी वो उसके साथ लगाव नहीं होता है. Atma doesn't become sukhi or dukhi. It shows that this is what the sukha is, this is what the dukkha is. Know with your mind and buddhi what they are. It only reveals. So, yogastha kuru karmani, whenever we are seated in yoga, yogastha means seated in yoga, do the activity. It means that sangam tyaktva, that becoming asanga. That means our anchorage is in the asanga soul. Asanga Atma. If we can do like that, then we will not cling to anything at all. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. As a first part of it is that whatever you are doing, the activity, You do with your full effort, full concentration. As I said, that you are opening a factory, you consult others, you apply your full background, everything. But it may finally result in a siddhi or asiddhi. That means the result can be favorable, unfavorable, or a mixture of the two. In 18th chapter, he is saying that trividha karmana phalam. Anishtam ishtam mishram cha trividha karmana phalam. Three kinds of something is unfavorable, favorable, or mixture of the two. So whatever it is, it will result, because whatever you could do best you have done. Your focus is fully on the objective work. You are not bothering about what generally happens. The boy becomes so nervous thinking of the result that he is not able to perform well in the exam. You should never forget that our mind and brain will have the maximum efficiency when the mind and the brain is free of all stress. It is like a Brahma mantra. If you can keep the mind free of all stress, that means free of desire, free of fear, free of raga dvesha. These are all causing the stress. In Patanjali Yoga Darshana, you will find they have done a threadbare analysis that what are the kinds of klesha. Klesha means friction. We are suffering from. They have analyzed, they have categorized those kleshas, where from they are coming on. It's another kind of a sadhana. We do only a few sutras, other than that we don't go into that detail. That we do in a scientific manner because people can understand very well if we do it the present definition of things. So, that remaining even to both, that means your happiness you don't expect from siddhi or asiddhi. And if you can keep your mind, as he is saying, yogastha, then the mind will automatically remain happy. You don't have to get the happiness from the work. So rather than working for gaining some happiness temporarily for a few minutes or so, few days, that too in a partial manner, you remove the desire for happiness from there, because happiness is not in the world, happiness is right within, it is coming from within. As I said that the seeing the sea, we are feeling that the happiness is coming from the sea, it is not coming from sea. Seeing the sea, the mind has expanded and you are feeling the happiness, which is the natural parameter of our soul. When your desire is fulfilled, for some time the mind is free of stress and tension. So you can feel a very minuscule part of the joy which is always there in our soul. So, when you are doing the activity yogastha, being connected to the soul, you will always remain placid, you will always remain happy. So, naturally, you will be able to become siddhya and siddhi sama. It doesn't mean that the objective, you have to be equal to objective full siddhi and objective asiddhi. Then how will you get the objective fulfillment done? If you are making something, the product, you definitely want the siddhi there, you don't want asiddhi there. But the fact is that in spite of all your effort also, it can result in a, because there is a daiva element there, many other elements are there. Suppose you have made so many houses, you are a builder, you have made 15 houses, 14 storied or 20 storied, and you are about to get them sold or money, suddenly the earthquake comes and all the buildings have fallen. What can you do? You have done with enough care, everything you have consulted, but earthquake was not into your consideration. You have perhaps prevented also the earthquake में कुछ नहीं होगा. एक bomb blast हुआ उसमें तो हो गया, earthquake के लिए आप दिए हैं. It is an earthquake protected house. But ऊपर से nuclear bomb आ गया, कुछ भी हो सकता है. So, samatvam yoga uchyate. If you can attain this sama bhava, then it is also yoga. Now, how it is becoming yoga is, he is discussing in great detail in 5th chapter, particularly in 6th chapter and all. It is not just that samatva. It is the samatva in everything. When you find that everything is in my Atma and my Atma is in everything. 6.29. sarvabhutasthamaatmanam
सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं
sarvabhutani chatmani
सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि
ikshate yoga yuktatma
ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा
sarvatra samadarshanaha.
सर्वत्र समदर्शनः.
Similar verse a few days back I have taught in Ishopanishad. It's similar is there. Sarva bhutastham atmanam. That means my Atma, what I consider to be the I, the Atma, it is there in everything. It is everywhere, all pervading. You will find in Shastra, Atma always singular is used, never plural is used. Atma can never be two. It is only one. Jiva can be plural, but Atma is always singular. Sarva bhutani cha atmani. And everything is in my Atma, and my Atma is in everything. Ikshate yoga yuktatma. One who is yoga yukta, here says yogastha kuru karmani. So who is a yoga yukta? He ikshate is not pashyate. It is not a perception of the sense organs. He sees with his buddhi, with his understanding, with his inner vision. Ikshana is inner vision. Ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana. He sees everywhere it is the same. Why? Because the whole universe with infinite variety is appearing in that consciousness. So the real element is, it is not an element of course, but it is consciousness. So he finds consciousness everywhere. Now his samadarshana does not mean that this variety we are looking, it is not there. He will not start eating a microphone and so many things you can think of. The difference of a microphone and food has to be seen. To whom he is supposed to speak and whom he is not supposed to speak, that also he has to find out. All the varieties he will be there. But ikshate, the ikshana, in his inner vision, he knows that it is all an appearance in the consciousness, which is that consciousness is nothing different from my own. What I am using as I throughout the day. I is not small. That I have given you the example of the mirror in the morning. That it is not the reflected beam of the mirror. It is the original light. So all these illustrations you have to use to understand. Here two things are important, that wherever in Bhagavad Gita they are saying phalatyaga, that means renouncing the phala. It is not the objective phala. Objective phala cannot be renounced. When you are making a microphone, finally when the microphone is made, it is a part of the whole activity. It is result is every moment finally coming to this. This is the result of the activity. Can you renounce it? It cannot be. The renunciation is only about the inner, that I am clinging my happiness to some result. That clinging has to be avoided. And the other important point is that whatever we do, we have to do with the buddhi anchored in that concept of the real identity at least. Once you know the real identity, it becomes natural. But till then, whatever atmic dimensions we are finding, those atmic dimensions we have to incorporate in our mind and buddhi and emotion. Then we will become closer and closer to the self. These 2 points only we have to remember from here. And whatever practice we do, it depends on our adhikara, on our deservingness. For each seeker, the pursuit is different because of that. The other day I showed you that Baba explained that this is a level, you can go this way, you can go this way, you can go this way. It all depends on the deservingness of the person and his habit, his past, his nature. They will decide which path one will take.
प्रबुद्धं विमुक्तं विकारादिहीनं प्रसन्नं सदा नित्यबोधस्वरूपं परं निश्चलं निर्गुणं सर्वरूपं भजेऽहं सदानुस्मरामि प्रणौमि प्रबुद्धं विमुक्तं विकारादिहीनं प्रसन्नं सदा नित्यबोधस्वरूपं परं निश्चलं निर्गुणं सर्वरूपं भजेऽहं सदानुस्मरामि प्रणौमि।